Real xenophobia is leaving your home country to come to South Africa to sell drugs. Real xenophobia is leaving your home country and the kids there to come to South Africa and traffic South African children. Real xenophobia is coming to South Africa, kidnapping women and making them prostitutes. That is a hate for our country.
South Africans were just ordering rights and they were making videos and as if it was fun. They didn't know that Nigeria would give them a promise. What really happened? What did you hear?
Okay, this is the first time. This is the first time that South Africans would dare Nigerians in what we call social media war or cyber war.
When your president is now the one painting you black, like black, what happened? What do we do? Anyway, let me explain. But before I explain, please, let's watch this video.
One such list was also published on World Leaders to rank the most corrupt one in the year of 2024. 2 African leaders have made it to the top 3 on the list of the most corrupt leaders of 2024. The 2 are Kenyan President William Ruto and Nigerian President Bola Tinubu.
Hi, welcome to Life of an African Woman. Thank you once again for tuning in to see what we have going on in this episode. Yes, and I want to say thank you so much for all your love, your like, your shares, your subscription in a nutshell. Guys, I want to say to you, if you are a South African, if you are a Nigerian, if you are a Kenyan, no matter any citizen you are of any country watching at me today, I would say I want to plead with you to watch patiently and to the end to hear what I have to say without sentiment and bias, because if you know me too well, I do not mix words and I say just the way it is, the raw, undiluted and bitter truth, not to demean, not to demote, not to demarcate any citizen, anyone from any country, but to expose, educate, analyze, react, and just saying it the way it is, so we all can be on a clean slate, on the same page for better understanding, to meet our differences, to resolve our differences as Africans cut across different countries, right? So that tomorrow, by the end of the day, we'll have a reason to sit down on a table as one Africa, united together in peace, in love, and in unity. And if that is why you're here, I will oblige. Keep watching, and at this point, hit on the like button if you're yet to. Share this video. Let's get right into it. I'll start by saying, dear South Africans, I've got your comments, I've got your feedbacks in the comment section, especially those of you who really understand and you are rational in your thinking, you are intelligent and wise in your thinking, in your character and in your understanding, and you are almost feeling like you are losing it, you are delusional and there is something really wrong with you. I want to say to you, dear South Africans of such character and personality, you are not delusional. You are 100% okay. You see, if we must accept and agree that we have to unite, because whether you like it or not, there's strength in unity. There are certain things that we need to understand. And personally, I have come to understand a lot of things about Africans, particularly South Africans, Nigerians, Kenyans, Ghanaians, and some other countries, which I am still in the process of knowing more. We learn on a daily basis. You see, if we must unite, like imagine where we sit together as family, as one family, united in love. There are some things that we need to learn to accept as our issues, our differences, iron it out, deal with it, and change from our way so that we can be the best version of ourselves, right? Now, I'm definitely going to be reacting also to some videos to back my points up. So stay glued and listen, please, and listen attentively. You see, as Africans, there are so many things that are bothering us that are our major problems. There are so many, like if you want to say, there are so many things. And when you want to look at it, it starts from what? The leaders, the leadership, pattern of leadership. It boils down to cultural differences, down to family issues, down to siblings rivalry, down to different cultural practice, cultural belief, right? More so down to family relationship, family upbringing, family character, good grooming, and all whatnot. Bringing it down again to religion. Religion is another one that is a force that we have been dealing with right from time we've been fighting, because different religions, different denominations, different churches with different things every single day, causing chaos, causing disunity, causing calamity and destruction upon citizens cut across different countries in West Africa, in Africa. Now we talk about our resources, our wealth as a nation. We talk about immigrants in the country, external invaders in the country, and how they are being managed to keep the laws of the country, the rules, the regulation, the culture, the precedents, the things that our ancestors have fought and kept for us, holding it to the point that we do not want anyone to come and slip it off our hand, are the issues that we as citizens of Africa are fighting on a daily basis. We have it in Nigeria, we have it in Ghana, we have it in South Africa, Kenya. In fact, all African countries in a nutshell have one issue or the other that they are dealing with, and they are not done with it. And the worst part of it that nobody wants to add up is the pressure, the distraction from other country citizens in any shape, way or form, right? To add up to what you are dealing with. Imagine where you're going through a lot. You have your leaders to face, you have the laws of your country to keep and to checkmate, making sure that everything is working well. You have educational issues, you have personal issues, family issues, marital issues. In fact, a lot. We even have natural disasters that affect us on a daily basis. Accident scenes, hurricanes here and there, natural disaster in a nutshell, health issues in a nutshell. And yet, you think it is easy for you to just sit down and say you want to accommodate everybody in one place. No, it is not easy for siblings to even gather during a family gathering and talk and dialogue in peace without rancor, without violence, without misunderstanding an issue. It's not easy. So let me even shock you to tell you that it is not easy in the first place. That's why I do not get offended or pissed when I see people react a certain way, because at the end of the day, before you can achieve peace, there are a lot of underlying issues that has to be addressed. And Chidima's issue, like we have been on it, is one that has really sprouted a lot of debate, argument, and rancor, misunderstanding, and all whatnot, right? Please continue listening. I'm headed somewhere, right? And up till date, it has really opened more loopholes in between Nigerians and South Africans that it has not been resolved, truth be told. And it is just one thing and one part to resolving it and finding solutions, which is what? Accepting your fault, knowing your fault, accepting your guilt, right? Making amends, repenting from it, truthfully, wholeheartedly, and restituting to your offenders. Of course, we all are offenders. Even though we say we are righteous, God made us understand our righteousness is even a filthy rag before Him for those that believe in God and Scripture. So what are we talking of here? If we, as citizens of the country Nigeria, claim that we are giants of Africa, we are doing well as a country, and knowing fully well that there are a lot of things that are affecting us that we are dealing with back home, most of which is chasing us even out of our country, God, to other people's country, in mass, in quantum. There are a lot of people that can attest to this on their channels. They know. You can't lie. You can't hide from the truth. That when you look at the statistics of countries, citizens that travel and run away from their country the most, Nigeria will be top 1 or top 3, if I'm not mistaken. Or if not number 1. Let me just give room for benefit of doubt. What is the problem? Why are we running away every single day that at the end of the day, oh my God, you come to realize that there are people who in the course of trying to run away, they lose their life. They die in the process, on the sea, in the waters, on the air, in the refugee camp, in the streets. Do you know as a Nigerian how many of our Nigerian citizens are in the prisons in other people's country? Do you know? What is the problem? Where is the root cause of the point why people, or reason why people are running away? Bad leadership, bad government, bad leadership, bad government, and also bad citizens' character and attitude. Guys, see, I would like to say, first off, dear South Africans, you are not insane. You see one thing about bad attitude, toxicity, narcissistic character, manipulative, deceptive, and character full of lies, it messes up with your mindset, with your emotions and your feelings. At some point, if you have dealt with a narcissist, a toxic person, you begin to ask yourself if you are even the problem. That is how bad the character of some or most Nigerian citizens or other African citizens in the context can deteriorate to. If you trace down the route where the whole thing is coming from, you will find out about this.
Real xenophobia is leaving your home country to come to South Africa to sell drugs. Real xenophobia is leaving your home country and the kids there to come to South Africa and traffic South African children. Real xenophobia is coming to South Africa, kidnapping women and making them prostitutes. That is a hate for our country. That is a hate for South Africans. So you'll throw this xenophobic word around too easily for me, and that's why it holds no weight. Because we have Zimbabwean teachers, we have Nigerian doctors, and no one has ever said, I don't want to be taught by a Zimbabwean. I don't want this Nigerian doctor to treat me. That's real xenophobia. This discourse you're seeing online about South Africans setting a boundary, which is what they were doing, by saying if Miss South Africa is going to be black, she has to be a native black South African. We shared this country with 3 other races, colored, Indian, and white people. And we didn't care what color Miss South Africa was going to be. But one thing about it, if she was going to be black, she was going to have to be a native black South African woman. So that when South African black girls see her, they can relate and say, Mama, look, I have the same name as her. Mama, look, we share the same surname. Mama, look, she's Sotho, she's Xhosa, she's Zulu, just like me. That's what mattered. Representation for our native black South African people. So we don't care if Leroux took the crown. Good for her. At the end of the day, what we were fighting for was, if she's going to be black, she cannot be anything other than a native black South African woman. Sorry. You can do anything in South Africa. You can enter national netball teams. You can enter rugby. You can enter soccer. No one has ever stopped anyone because they're not native South African for those type of things. But if a country sets a boundary about who they want to represent their black native people, you better obey. You better bow down. And you know what cracks me up about this whole situation? The fact that we were merely fighting for representation for our black native South African people and preservation of our ethnicities and heritages as the black South African people. But you ended up exposing yourselves. You then showed us why we have a problem with you guys in the first place. Because you committed theft. You committed fraud. You committed identity theft to make your child's life better while ruining another South African child's life. And you want us to be all jolly and happy and excited and Africa must unite. And that's why so many South Africans have a problem with foreign nationals, because they do a lot of these things and they don't care whose life they're destroying. They don't care whose future they're destroying. As long as they are good and it's benefiting them and they're making money, it doesn't matter how much blood is shed. It doesn't matter how many families in South Africa are crying for their people and how much pain they are in. It doesn't matter. They don't care about South Africans. So I don't understand why you'll expect South Africans to be so welcoming and jolly and happy when such bad things are happening to them on a daily. And when they cry out for help, you'll pull up the xenophobic card.
Nigeria dramatically defeated South Africa to make it to the AFCON finals, aka the African World Cup. But now their rivalry has gone beyond soccer.
Scores!
After their victory, Nigeria and fans were seen celebrating by dancing and listening to popular South African music, amapiano. This has sparked a fun debate online over who makes better music, and even has Nigerians claiming amapiano. Ouch.
South Africa brought amapiano, but Nigeria made amapiano what it is today.
In the end, it was all fun and games, like this video where South African students honored their Nigerian teacher in the sweetest way. The AFCON finals will take place on Sunday, where Nigeria and Ivory Coast will go head-to-head. So we want to know your Sunday plans. Will you be watching the African Cup or the Super Bowl? Let me know in the comments below.
You know, Nigerians, they can show you proper drama, Cameroon Pepe, if you bring it up more. But with me to do this discussion is my brother, who is very, very top on his game on TikTok and Instagram, Justice Craig. Justice, how are you doing?
Well, thank you so much, my Ghanaian brother. How you doing?
I'm doing great, my brother. And so, you already know the issue at stake. We realized that when you go on Twitter, South Africans were just ordering rights and they were making videos and as if it was fun. They didn't know that Nigeria would give them a promise. What really happened? What did you hear?
Okay, this is the first time that South Africans would dare Nigerians in what we call social media war or cyber war. I don't think South Africans have ever engaged Nigerians in cyber war. It has always been, Nigeria and Ghana, maybe sometimes Kenya or Cameroon, you understand? Mostly with Ghana. So South Africans have never tried it before. And they tried it this time around and they saw what it takes to drag Nigerians on social media or on cyberspace. And right now, I don't think they've recovered from it. Well, let me just give you a breakdown what really happened. It was just one overzealous South African guy who decided to be unfortunate by ordering a boat in Nigeria to a wrong location, or will I say no wrong location, and just order boat and cancel it. And he was so unfortunate enough, he should have just done it and kept quiet. But instead, he went to tweet it. He posted it on Twitter, and he forgot that Nigerians own Twitter. We are the owners of Twitter. Even Twitter knows that we own it. You understand? So he went to post it on Twitter, and upon hearing that, Nigerians said, no. We had unfinished business with South Africans before, the issue of Chidinma. And we decided to ignore it. One thing you need to know about Nigerians is that we don't look for trouble, But when you bring it, we welcome it. We take it. We like to take the trouble from you. So, and we have unfinished business before, which we did not talk about. And this guy went to find trouble again. And Nigerians took it. Okay, fine. We are more than 200 million people in Nigeria. Most of us, we are 30, at least 34% of us are jobless. Yeah. And no matter how jobless we are, we can afford data. We can afford to be online. I've told you on this platform before that a Nigerian can leave food and buy data. So Nigerians took it upon themselves that, okay, since you South Africans want to be unfortunate today, we will teach you how to be unfortunate. And Nigerians took it upon themselves by ordering boats at a maximum level that even boats have to suspend a lot of people's accounts. And when boats suspend the account, they create new accounts and order one. And boats have to, suspend international ordering that Nigerians cannot order again. And Nigerians moved to Uber. And they did the same thing on Uber. And when Uber suspended the whole account again, they now realized, okay, what else are we going to do right now? Nigerians started ordering food, started ordering pizza to wrong locations, started ordering plasma TV, washing machines to their houses. And it was so serious. It was so serious that their government official, the South African government account, the South African government, they had to use their account to apologize to Nigerians. What you need to know about us, we might have our differences at home. Yeah. We might not like ourselves at home, but we are like siblings. We are like siblings that when you look for our trouble outside, we unite together and deal with you decisively. And you need to also understand that we have two presidents that we practically chase out on social media. You know that.
I know, right?
Our previous president, Muhammadu Buhari, we chased him out of Twitter that he had to ban Twitter. He banned Twitter in his administration because he couldn't take the heat. And the new president came in, we chased him out. He said that he doesn't want to die early, so he refused to come on Twitter.
Enjoy your weekend.
And you want to drag and we have done it before to Guinness World Record. We dragged them and they apologized. We've dragged Grammy. So we own the social media space. Nobody wins Nigerians on social media space. So South Africans were not informed and they did not ask questions before coming. But you also need to understand that all those things, we still blame Ghana. It's still Ghana's fault.
Why would you blame Ghana over issue you have with South Africa? What's in Ghana matter there for this whole thing inside? Or you miss Ghanaian trouble?
You need to understand that.
It is always sweet with Ghana, I know.
It's Ghana's fault. We still blame Ghana. And like my
for doing what?
Nigerians will say, no matter who we fight with, we still find a way to blame Ghana. Like my brothers will say, God will punish Ghana too.
But anyway, you see, I went on the street for the first time. I went on the street when I went to church today. I was asking people that Nigerians are in battle with South Africa. Ghanaians themselves, they have issues with South Africa because there was this football match that they played, which was leading them to the World Cup. And then they gave Ghana some kind of, advantage over South Africa, and Ghana won. Since then, South African official Bafana handle has been on Ghana back to back. And so they have their own issues with South Africa. And also with Nigeria, the last qualification to the the World Cup, which led Nigerians to destroy certain things in their stadium, that pain is also still there. And so now, two of your troublesome rivals or colleagues are fighting. Now I went on the street and started asking Ghanaians that who are you going to support or who are you going to be on his side to fight the other? And shockingly, interestingly, Ghanaians will say, this way we go day Nigeria at my back. We go support Nigeria to beat South Africans because South Africans was that kind of xenophobia act that mostly goes on in South Africa. You don't have that in Nigeria. Apart from that Ghana must go incident that happened, which, Ghanaians or Nigerians will also justify that Ghana did that some years back. Ghana and Nigeria had always lived in harmony and they've been in bed. And so the good news that I have for Nigeria is that in this battle, if you guys want to make it like the wrestling ring and you want to stretch your hands to hit for backup, Ghana is there for you. Kenya, from my information, I heard that Kenyans are supporting the South Africans. And so if you Nigerians have any strategy to deal with Kenyans, then please activate it. But for now, Ghanaians are with you. We are with you.
But you need to understand that Nigerians are one-man squad.
Let me tell you something.
We can take the whole Africa at once and still win.
My brother, you see, there is an animal we call elephants. Elephant is very huge. But when an elephant is stepping into the river, you see, the elephant hits into the river with his foot. Do you know why? The elephant is trying to push away all the crabs. A crab is relatively bigger than an elephant. But on a very bad day, when a crab managed to find its way into the nostril of the elephant, that is Ghana. Ghana is small. I agree. Ghana, we are your younger brothers. We agree. But we know how to trouble you. We know how to argue with you. We know how to make troubles with you, and after that, we come and make peace. Well, Nigeria might have issues with South Africa, but you should know that South Africans, they will hardly forgive Nigeria than the way Ghanaians will forgive Nigeria.
You know the issue between Nigeria and Ghana is like siblings fight. It's never personal.
Yeah.
It's never personal.
Yeah.
But South Africans can take issue as very personal.
Yeah.
And another thing you need to understand that the issue between Nigeria and South Africa were going on. Nigerians were actually fighting two wars. It was two wars going on. Yes, we were dealing with South Africa and we were dealing with America that day. You didn't know.
I didn't know that of the US. What really happened?
Okay. See, why we were fighting two battles at the time and we won all. And let me explain how the whole thing happened. As Nigerians were dealing with South Africans on their boats and every other thing, there's this American artist called Enisa, which Davido featured one time ago.
Yeah.
It was Nigerian artist that gave Enisa publicity to Nigerian market. You know that once you're a musician or artist and you break into Nigerian market, you have blown. We have big market.
That's a fact.
So it was Davido and some other Nigerian artists and influencers that gave Enisa access to Nigeria social media space and Nigerian market.
Yeah.
And you know the way we do, I don't know how we managed to do it, but when you unfollow our artists, we know. So one of our own discovered that day that Enisa has unfollowed the Nigerian influencers that gave her the access to Nigeria.
Yeah.
Enisa has even unfollowed Davido. So while we were dealing with South Africa, they launched another war against her by unfollowing her. So within the space of 1 hour, like 2 hours, she lost 22,000 followers.
Damn, that's really huge.
So she was losing followers that she noticed that she was losing followers. She was still trying to explain why she unfollowed people. According to her, she said that she unfollowed some people because she noticed some people were dragging her and the people that she was following are part of the people dragging her. We don't want to know. You unfollowed our 001, Davido. You unfollowed our influencers, the person that introduced it to us. You unfollowed it and people were reporting her account massively. So she had to apologize immediately and she followed Davido back.
Do you people know this word, patapa?
I might not relate with it. Maybe
Patapa is a musician, the guy who had the One Corner hit song. He's a Ghanaian.
Okay, the guy that did One Corner.
One corner.
Yes. Yeah.
Now the name of that guy, Patapa, it's the real definition of Nigeria on social media. They are Patapa. Patapa. Find any Ghanaian to explain Patapa, or any Nigerian that has lived in Ghana to explain Patapa. Nigerians are Patapa on the internet. Either the mamata sweet or sweet. They go make them sweet. Anyway, Justice, thank you so much for the highlights. Okay, you were saying something.
I said we did that same issue that day and we won. And don't also forget that we also have our internal problem we are going through. We're still dealing with high cost of fuel. We're dealing with President Tinubu dealing with us. We're dealing with bad governance. We're dealing with a failed protest which we did not achieve our aim. We're dealing with a lot of our youth still locked up in prison because they came out to protest. We're dealing with a lot of things. Yeah. But no matter what we do, no matter what we're going through at home, it will never stop us to defend ourselves outside.
I know.
Even
that
if
loyalty.
The Igbo guy and the Yoruba guy is fighting.
Yeah.
Even if the Igbo guy and the Yoruba guy does not go along, or the Hausa guy does not go along, when you touch a Yoruba guy outside the country, the Igbo guy will come after you. That is where we are.
I know. And that's
we fight in our house, good. Please don't fight us outside.
That is good. I mean, united, they stand within. I mean, when they are going to fight out, Nigerians will come together. But when they go home, then they have their difference. That's fine. I mean, even in regular homes, we have these things there. And so, congrats to Nigeria for winning a social media banter. I'll design a plaque since you, Justice, you are so happy that you've won a war. This is not World War II, this is not World War III. My social media war, you are happy. We'll give you your flowers. Congrats to Nigeria, but anyway, on the lighter side, let us not also disturb the business. Most of these Bolt and Uber drivers do not even know what is going on online. And so if we've done small, make we hold on small. You understand? I heard the South African government has officially apologized, and I think that's it's enough. Nigeria, means collect your heart, pick your heart, bring them down your stomach. Enough is enough. Yeah, you have done your worst. Yeah. Now take water and drink and go and sit down. And now let's tackle home affairs with all this energy. You understand? But in the meantime, enjoy your weekend. This is my brother, Justice Craig. Justice, tell them where to follow you on your social media platforms.
Well, all my social media platforms are Justice Crack. Just type Justice Crack on any social media, even the one they will create tomorrow. I am there as Justice Crack. Thank you.
Now, you see, as funny as this can be, it is also dangerous and very, very pathetic, gullible, and appalling, right, to also listen to, because if we mean business, right, and we are looking for solutions to our problems as different countries, we should be more centered and focused on making our country work as citizens of different countries. And I think and believe that is why my dearest South Africans, Ghanaians, and other nations, even Kenyans, how they definitely handled their leaders of last year, right? Based on how tired they were about how their leaders were constantly treating them. Now in South Africa, there are a lot of things that have been put on ground, that have been built, structure-wise, government-wise, leadership-wise, that your predecessor, right, fought for and at the end of the day achieved. And that is the things that you people have and behold and hold very dear to your heart, that you can't watch anyone take it away from you. Because if you know the value of what you have, like you have something and you know the value of what you have, you will not want to watch anyone take it away from you, slip it off your hands. And that's one thing that even Nigerians, listen, I'm going to be very brutal, see in Africa, down there in South Africa, that they love and always want to come there. Of course, when you see good things, you appreciate it, you go there. But how are you going there? On what grounds? What conditions? What character? What personality? What attitude are you going there for, right? You have something as South Africans that you have, that you're protecting, and you are fighting at all costs to have it, keep it, and transfer it to your generations unborn. And I know that you cannot watch anyone, not even Nigerians from any country, come and rip it up from you. And that's one angle that I came to realize. And you people are being looked upon as though there's something wrong with you people upstairs. But it's not true. It is the people with misplaced priority, with toxic and narcissistic, manipulative, evil character that go down to your country to disrupt your peace, the things you treasure, and add up to your problems, compounding your problems and your challenges. No breathing space, that is choking you all up, and it's making you feel as if you need some breathing space. But on the contrary, if people come into your country for the right reasons and with the right path, I come to realize and understand that they are well accommodated, no cap. Evidence, facts backs it up. I know South Africans who are married to Nigerians, who are married to other nations, who are living legally, who are well documented, who are keeping and abiding to the laws of the country, right? And that is how it should be. But where you people are always, centered on is, you do not want people to definitely come and disrupt what you have already going on, of which I would say, I'll get to that point. If we Nigerians think alike, behave alike, just like you people are doing, our country will not be where it is today. And people who are running away will have no course to run. Because when you destroy, when you are in a home that is leaking with leaking roof, the walls are cracking and it's almost collapsing, what do? You run for your life. That's why you see so many Nigerians running away. And the ones who are left with the hope of God knows what. This is one of the things I'm talking about, what the real meaning of xenophobia means, right? And at the end of the day, what triggers it. But I will still stand on the grounds that one thing I think South Africans should really, really actually look within themselves and work on is the temperament. No matter how provoked you are, I know provocations can be very daring. No matter how provoked you are, you learn to control your emotions. You learn to control your emotions so that it does not bring destruction. This is not just to South Africans. Before you see people react, right, there is an action. South Africans do not just react. People don't just react, and you people don't just react. There are things that prompt it, that provokes it, that strikes it to happen, but which this lady has cleared, which is your cause that you stand to fight for. But no matter what in all, it's not advisable laws are being taken into people's hands. The law is there to be protected and guided and to take its course on any citizen whatsoever. I will not be shocked to know and find out the statistics of other country citizens who are not law-abiding citizens and are crime-committing citizens, just like we have heard and we are hearing on the media every single day, doing things as such that are not supposed to be done, that are in the prison. I will not be shocked because they are all over. We are all over. The only opportunity Nigeria had to prove themselves right again before the world, Chidinma spoiled it. She spoiled it. Until then, people are yet to even wake up from their slumber as Nigerians, right? Now, I will say to you as a Nigerian, before you throw shades, before you drag, bully, or insult, abuse any other country, let's watch this and I'll be right back.
The Nigerians that have traveled outside Nigeria, you know that Nigeria have this kind of image that we are trying so hard to redeem. We are trying so hard to redeem that image. But what happened when your president is now the one painting you black? Like black. What happened? What do we do? Anyway, let me explain. But before I explain, please, let's watch this video.
One such list was also published on World Leaders to rank the most corrupt one in the year of 2024. 2 African leaders have made it to the top 3 on the list of the most corrupt leaders of 2024. The 2 are Kenyan President William Ruto and Nigerian President Bola Tinubu. The world leaders were ranked by the Organized Crime and Corruption Reporting Project, or the OCCRP. Now, the global network of investigative journalists that specializes in organized crime and corruption. Ruto and Tinubu were the finalists for the OCCRP's Person of the Year Award. The top ranked, that is the most corrupt leaders title, was given to former Syrian President Bashar al-Assad. Kenya's William Ruto was placed second, and Nigeria's Bola Tinubu was secured the 3rd spot. In West Africa's Nigeria also marched against the Tinubu administration last year. The protests were dubbed End to Poor Governance, calling out the government graft. At the center of these protests were his controversial economic reforms, which included removing decades-long costly fuel subsidy to save money. Tinubu claimed that these reforms would fix the economy. However, it further burdened Nigerians with skyrocketing inflation and fuel scarcity. The Nigerian President Tinubu has been accused of amassing enormous wealth for himself and his family. He has also faced scrutiny for being a drug dealer in the US in the past. He was also rocked by allegations of certificate forgery shortly after he was inaugurated as the president in 2023. Now, during his presidency, he has faced backlash over his economic policies.
No be me talk more. You don't hear the Ujubo woman with the talk and shipper. At least, no matter all the shipper way talk, you hear Tinubu there, right? You also heard that he said he was something drug pusher, something like that, and also certificate forgery. No be me talk because if na my mouth to hear and I go say, oh, Justice Clark doesn't like Tinubu, that's why he's doing it. I am not in any way obligated to like Tinubu. There's no way it's written in the constitution that, oh, the citizens, especially Justice Clark, you have to like the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. It's not written anywhere. I'm not obligated to like him. He asked for the job of the presidency in Nigeria and he's finding his way there somehow to become the president. Fine, you are there. Can you redeem the image of Nigeria? It's not even possible. You cannot jump in the entire house and start cleaning. It's not possible. Anyway, see. I have a lot to say. I have a lot to say, but cyber talking, cyberbullying, or even defamation will not allow me to say most of them. Anyway, you will tell me what you want to say. Anyway, you tell me what you think about this in the comment section. Do you think the president is painting Nigeria black? The more, because we're already dark outside and we are trying to clean up. But it seems that our dear lovely Dudu, our dear Tinubu, is painting us black again. Because what is it? This is a international disgrace. Anyway, tell me what you think about this in the comment section. But before you do,
now you see the same young man that was, proudly, arrogantly priding himself about how dumb Nigerians' character and attitude can be, and destructive to a large extent on the negative. The same young man who was on that live video, I know why I showed that live video, is the same young man who is explaining to us the position of our leader, our president, in this current day and time. Can you see the irony? I waited for this because I would also love to have said, before you pride yourself as a Nigerian for negativity, ask yourself this question. The energy you are pulling out from yourself after eating, if actually you eat 3 square meals, based on what we're experiencing, seeing people dying at places, venue where they go to scramble for rice, where they go to scramble for food, as little as food most people cannot afford. Before you insult your ancestors, not me, and other citizens from other countries, as a Nigerian, because it is not just even South Africa. You see, why should one country always be on a very bad slate with other countries that you are supposed to be united as one, working together? Does it mean that, you see, one thing with toxicity and narcissistic character, you ask yourself, if you want to tell yourself the truth, does it mean that every other person is bad? I'm the only good one. Why is it that it's always me? It means there's something that is wrong with you that you need to look deep. You should be able to ask and answer yourself this question. If you are a person and everybody's telling you that you have a bad character, you have a bad attitude, does it mean that everybody's bad and you are the only good person? This is food for thought. As a Nigerian, I am not here to, to deny the fact that all South Africans are perfect. They are the best people. No, I am not here to say there are no bad people in Ghana. There are no bad people in Kenya. In fact, all African countries, if you heard me earlier on, have the good, the bad, and the ugly, and they have issues that they are dealing with, just as we as Nigerians have. But why are we on the faces of people, the mouth of people, the neck of people, choking them, suffocating them? Why should we even get to the point where people will begin to reject us? Why do you disrespect yourself? Debase yourself to that point where people will begin to reject you? People will begin to see you as a pain in their neck. Why should it even get to that point? Because of the things you people do, your characteristics, your attitude, that is really, really affecting other people's peace of mind that they want to have in their country. Look at it. Everywhere you go, you must see Nigeria, and you pride yourself in the fact that yes, Nigerians are hustlers, Nigerians are this. How many percent of Nigerians are hustling legitimately, rightly, legally? Answer for yourself before you drop that destructive comment that will destroy your life at the end of the day, and exposing how untamed, untrained, uncultured, unmannered that you are, showing your family upbringing, how you were raised. Before you leave those comments, how about you ask yourself as a Nigerian citizen, right? Because I have the right to talk to us, or I have the right to speak as a Nigerian because I am a Nigerian, and and whatever happens to Nigeria affects me directly, even transcends down to my generation unborn. I cannot come here and judge other nations, other countries, or advise them or force them on how to live their life because they know better, they understand better. But I have the right to do that when it comes to my country and my country citizens, because you should know and learn the fact that your actions and inactions affect everybody, either negatively or positively. Just as our president, his action, what he has backed for us as the third corrupt country is affecting us now internationally, should be a thing of worry for you before you drop that useless comment. Now, what about you think and ask yourself, am I the cause of the president's actions and inaction that has brought the nation here? Am I the cause of our leaders doing what they know how to do best in corruption, in the wrong path that has deteriorated to the level that we are today? Am I the cause of the country's inflation? Am I the cause of young men and women, especially the young youth of today, who are unaliving each other, pointing gun at each other, taking all sorts of drugs, selling all sorts of drugs, unaliving people, taking their parts for rituals and all whatnot, even to their own fellow brothers and sisters, just for the sake of the fact that they want to make money and make it at all costs, whether by hook or by crook, and at the end of the day, staining their hands? Am I the one who sent them to do that? Am I the one who is encouraging them to do that? You might say, because at the end of the day, you might say it is not a thing. Is that a thing? Every country does that. Every country has bad people. You might say all these things, but wait until it happens to your mother. It happens to you directly. It hits you hard. It happens to your mother, happens to your brother, or happens to your sister, your father, in fact, your direct relative. You will be alive and witness it. Then you will feel the pain of what it means for you to watch a Nigerian unaliving his fellow human being, and you are the first set of people to call South Africans xenophobic because they react in an angry way against your actions and inactions, and you want to tag them, use that one as manipulative edge, right? To hold on to your evil ways, your evil character that are destroying the reputation of the country on a daily basis. Am I the cause of those people who are in the forest every single day kidnapping people? Am I the cause of the bandits? Am I the cause of the unknown gunmen? Am I the cause of the hunger and starvation that is invested upon us as a result of bad government? Am I the cause? Or do you think I am not affected? Let me tell you all a short story of how my uncle that was in Abuja was sick about 2 or 3 years ago and was coming down to another state, or was going down to another state where he was definitely going to receive treatment. On their way, they were attacked by kidnappers. They shot the driver dead, left him there. My uncle that was really sick, I mean my mother's elder brother that was really sick, I mean under emergency. The son was in the vehicle who went to bring him from Abuja where he based, and at that point the son was kidnapped. He was abandoned in the car, taken to the forest and held ransom. His account cleared, everything cleared. His life was under threat and danger until we started contributing money to meet the target for the ransom fee, that at the end of the day he was released. Somebody who needs money to treat his father, we need money to treat my uncle. We were spending this money now to release a human being who kidnapped this human being, who held this human being hostage, another fellow Nigerian citizen. Is it right? Is it good? And my uncle was rescued. Thankfully, he was alive and received treatment and recovered. Today he's living, but the trauma we have to live with, we have to go through, every time we think of that experience? What if he did not make it? What about people who have lost their life in the course of this? What about the security men, the Nigerian security force, police force, who is supposed to be securing life, unaliving life, doing all sort of menace in the country? I'm talking to us as Nigerians now. If we are reasonable, rational, and truthful in our ways, are all these things what we should be experiencing? Look at a land that is blessed by God with good mineral resources, where Nigeria is supposed to be. The giant would have even been an understatement. It's a result of what not just our leaders are doing, even we as citizens are contributing, adding to. It's a pain. It's a pain to deal with. Do you know what it means waking up every single day as a citizen of a country and you come to see news like this on the media? Is it hidden now? Is it a hidden thing? Or do you people as Nigerians think that all these things that are happening, that the whole world is not watching? Now you have seen the record is out. Am I the one that sent the president to do the things that he did that brought us here as a country? Am I? And you will be the first to leave your own problems and begin to tackle other nations. If you're not fighting with Ghana, you're fighting with Kenya, you're fighting with South Africa, you're fighting with everybody. And you pride yourself in arrogance. For what exactly? For stupidity, for foolishness. Why not channel that energy in making sure that we work and fix our country so that we will have a place called ours? We have left it porous, open, and useless for any and everybody to come and do whatever they like. The leaders are so concerned for their own selfish interest, their personal interest, looting and keeping for their generations unborn. And ignorant and shallow, dumb-minded human beings will still come, online and be trolling, bullying, fighting, battering words with other people who are even more focused on putting their country, in the right shape and form, holding their leaders accountable and fighting for the right reasons. And all you can easily do is tag their names. Just like you will come, I know, at the end of the day and call me a sellout and call me all sorts of names. Not just me, but your generations unborn. Because anything that you are doing, the result will come to you 100-fold. If you support evil, evil will follow you. If you support good, good will follow you. If you accept the truth, and let's begin to look within ourselves, correct ourselves first before we think of people who want to go and correct and advise, the better for us. The better for us. You see, I told you, I'm coming with nothing but the bitter truth. This is 2025. And it is not going to be funny, because everybody must be held accountable and responsible for their actions and inactions. Even this rubbish award that our president has brought to us, he needs to explain better, because it's a disgrace, it's a shame and a reproach to me. Let me speak for myself. I don't know about you, because all of you are in the same category, who support evil, except for the few ones who think differently and act differently. Now, how do we unite with all these things? I leave South Africa, I leave Kenya, I leave Ghana, because they have their issues they are dealing with and they are handling it. Did you see now, as a Nigerian, let me ask you, South Africa among the list? Did you see Ghana? Did you see other West African countries? No, let's start with this now, okay? Did you see their leaders on the list? Because they are busy fighting to protect what they have. And you open your mouth, your God-forsaken mouth, to say you are a sellout. Stop spoiling. Me and you, who is spoiling Nigeria? You who is covering evil? Who is the bad egg here? What, calling kettle black? Because you are best of a feather flocking together. I'm not in that party. I'm not in that category to associate myself with any form of evil, wickedness that will bring damnation upon my generations unborn. I'm not a party to that. As long as I live, I want to live in peace. I want to live in truth. I want to live in safety and happiness. If I have water to drink, I drink. If I have food to eat, I eat and eat in peace. Live and let's live in peace. Let's change our ways and live in peace. So I'm talking to you. There are people in the forest preying on their own fellow human beings to feed on. You go, young boys of these days, they are all destroyed with what they are taking, all in the name of drugs, scamming, Yahoo. All those things are the order of the day, the new norm. What about you addressing these issues? You will say, leave it. You are bringing curse upon yourself if you don't change. Now, let me put it on a very more serious note, that other countries, other nations are not our problems as Nigerians. We have every reason to look inwardly at our problems and begin to tackle it. Hold our leaders accountable. Protect our territories. Look at external invaders coming in and out, taking all we have, taking it to their countries. Our leaders selling everything we have. A country like this in this 21st century cannot be accounted for. And yet we have the audacity, the temerity, the impetus to come online, offline, and be blabbing rubbish. It is fine when when other news stations are carrying it, but when we are talking as citizens who have the fundamental human right to speak, it is wrong, right? He says, stop talking. How dare you? How dare you? Take those your evil and negative character mindset that shows that you're coming from a damaged family background back to your roots and correct yourself very well. And until we are done with that, that's when we can come on a clean slate with clean mind, clean heart. If we can even clean the blood that has been stained in our hands, I don't know. That's when we can say, okay, let's sit down on one table and unite as one West African, as one Africa. Go and ask the Ghanaians. They will tell you so many reasons why they don't want to associate with us as Nigerians. South Africans are there. Now you see why Kenyans are fighting, fighting ruthlessly to make sure that they hold their leaders accountable and their leaders does better. Have you seen their president coming number two? Number two. That is to tell you what they are dealing with. So in a nutshell and in summary, guys, we are dealing with a lot as Africans, and we need to learn to definitely go back to the root, go back to the base, focus on the issues that are pressuring on us, that are killing us on a daily. Start taking it one step at a time. It is not going to be easy. Addressing it, resolving it, amicably working on ourselves, personally, individually, as citizens, as family, and all whatnot. It is until then, when we are done, we'll be seeing changes on the positive, more changes. It starts from you taking a personal look and work on your personality as an individual, controlling your temperament and disciplining yourself to some certain things that you will say you will never do no matter what, to keep the posterity and the integrity of your future, your destiny and your purpose on earth and that of your generations to come, just like our leaders did, to bring us where we are today. And we should not be the reason why our country is destroyed, why we destroy the African unity, the Pan-Africanism, and the peace and safety of Africa as a continent, so that external invaders will not sweep us off all out and rub us shame on our faces. Dear Nigerians, go back to your roots and face your problems. Let's tackle our problems and stop priding yourself on negativity, arrogance, and all nonsensical nonsense. Enough is enough. This is 2025. And like I said, we are bringing issues like this on the table, bare, raw, and undiluted. We'll talk about it, trash it, analyze it. And everyone who has heard their opinion, you've watched, you've seen, what are your thoughts, your opinion, your inputs? Thank you for your patience. I needed to talk things out. Sorry for the time, because at the end of the day, I might not be here every single day, but I will be consistent as much as I can, as long as I know that there are things that are compounded on us as Africans, as West Africans, no matter the country that you're watching me from or that you are from, we need to address. The more we do this, the more we'll be, getting along and getting used to our destination and our endpoint, which is what uniting together as one West African and African. Continue spreading love no matter what. Let love lead, let peace reign, and let's learn to have more of dialogue than violence and rancor, right? Less hate and more love. That is what will make the world a better place. Just like Michael Jackson said, we are going to make the world a better place for you and for me. It starts with you, it starts with me. So that at the end of the day, when we leave this world, these are the things that definitely will stand and speak for us, that we once crossed this part of life and the earth in a nutshell. Thank you so pretty much for watching till now. I truly appreciate. More of interesting, inspiring, educative, uniting, entertaining, motivating, and inspiring episode will be dropping here. So stay glued. If you're yet to subscribe, hit on the subscription button. Don't make this your last. Like, share, and leave me your comments, your feedback, your input. I would love to hear them all. Until then, keeping it real, happy, safe, and blessed. And I'll see you in my next one. Bye, guys.